Meanwhile, the state chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has criticized Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, for his comments on the recent local government elections in Rivers State. Wike, in a Tuesday interview monitored on television, expressed displeasure over Governor Siminalayi Fubara's decision to hold the election despite a court ruling. Now, Justice Peter Lifo of the Federal High Court, Abuja, had ruled that the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission violated election laws by not issuing the required 90-day notice. The court barred the election from proceeding, but Governor Fubara went ahead with it. Now, candidates loyal to Fubara running under the Action People's Party, APP, won 22 out of 23 local government areas. Tensions between supporters of Wike and Fubara have escalated since the elections. And now to discuss this and other developments from Rivers State, we are joined by Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, Elvis Akpobi. Elvis, as always, pleasure to have you. Let's get started. I've asked this question so many times, and I might as well ask you as well about the potential political implications of Fubara, Siminalayi Fubara, the current governor of Rivers State, allegedly backing the Action People's Party, APP, in Rivers State's local government election, just the concluded government elections, despite being a member of the PDP.
Okay, I want to respond to it in a very different way, mostly because if you agree with me, most of the vehicles for enacting and implementing this violence are young people. One want to ask ourselves, what's the future for Nigeria if people who are meant to be role models are acting this way? Let's not forget too that if you check the young people that are perpetuating this violence, that are used as vehicles of this unrest in Rivers State, none of the two key players' children or family members are involved. And I want to take this opportunity to talk to the young people from Rivers State that those local government secretariats that are being burned down today, the violence that are being done today in Rivers State, just because of trying to prove undiluted loyalty to a particular leader or a particular faction who did not put their children or relatives forward in either protest or lately it seems as if Rivers State are good at composing songs. Almost all the young persons are either for a particular faction or the other. You hardly see their relatives. They should not be gullible and see themselves as most of the structures burned down were taxpayer structures. These are not structures of any of these individuals who are battling for supremacy at the moment. So for me, it's not about, I don't want to go into who the governor or the ex-governor, the politics they are playing, because while they were in sync, while they were doing their agreement for what you will do when you become governor, what you will not do, none of these young persons were there. My only pain today is how come young persons are now the vehicles of this unrest in the state when they were having their romance as outgoing governor before the primaries and all that, these young persons were not there. So for me, what I will respond today is that young persons in Rivers State, they should sit down and ask themselves that should this continue, development will not take place, because anywhere there's unrest, the governor will be distracted. And even their future is at bleak, because before you see, this was how, I'll take it back to my state, Delta State. This was how in Delta State there was unrest between ethnic clashes and all that. Multinationals left the state. Warri used to be an oil republic, is a kind of itself today. So for me, the young person should not make themselves gullible for these people for their own political interests. So that's how I want to respond to issues like this.
I mean, okay, so towing your line of answering there, one might ask, why do the youth of Nigeria and oftentimes local government issues like this or state level political crisis like this, we always see that the youths are used as a pawn in their games. And so it begs to ask the question, why are they the vulnerable ones, or are they easily gullible? Are they vulnerable? Is it a lack of jobs? What exactly is it that forces them to be tools in this type of fighting?
When you are poor, when you are deprived, you become vulnerable. the political class have mastered the act of using poverty, lack, inequality in opportunities to make young people vulnerable. And that's what you see playing out in Rivers State today. I'm a petroleum engineer, and today I'm a privileged SSA to the governor of my state. If I was not privileged, maybe I will be vulnerable. So I've been there before, and I know how it feels. But the fact remains that we need to start looking at these people eyeball to eyeball and tell them that why are your children, why are your what, why are your relations not in this line of battle? Why oftentimes you just spread money around for us to become weapons of violence and all that? And that's what those people in River State should be looking, those young persons in River State should be looking at the moment. That's what I'm concerned. Elections have come, have gone. Whoever is not comfortable with the local government election should go to court. Despite I'm not too confident in the judiciary at the moment, but that fight has been. When the president today won his election, the party members were saying people should go to court who are not comfortable. But how come it's not the case of River State and people are burning local government secretariat? Young people are not the vehicles of this unrest in the state. No, if you feel you're not comfortable with whatever happened with the electionary, go to court. That's how it should be.
Right. Well, I mean, Elvis, I must say thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today and having this conversation with us. Elvis Akpobi, he is the Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead initiative. They're talking about youth involvement in the crisis, political crisis in Rivers State. Once again, many thanks, Elvis.
Thank you for having me.